Oh, hello there. What a lovely day for standing in the garden. I couldn't resist coming on live. I thought I would do a short live stream today because it's a beautiful day. It's very cold, but it's so sunny and I really couldn't resist coming outside. So let's see what's going on, shall we, on the live stream. Oh, let's see what's happening, shall we? Okay. Let's get my phone to work, if it will. That's better. I got a little worried then. I thought I wasn't going to be able to talk to you live on the chat, but there it is. Just like magic. So hello there. Hi everybody. It's Mr. Duncan. I hope you are well today. I hope you are happy. I'm feeling rather happy. It's a very busy day here. Lots of people doing all sorts of things. You might be able to hear some noise in the background. There is a lot of noise, a lot of action taking place around me because the farmers are driving around in their tractors. They're doing lots of preparation. Some of them are putting fertilizer on their crops. So there's a lot of things going on at the moment around me. Also behind me, someone is having some work done in their garden. So if you hear some noises, that is the reason why. The reason is because of that. Oh, it looks as if the live chat is very busy already. I can't believe it. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Mr. Duncan and I live in England, and that is where I am right now talking to you live on YouTube. It's a very windy day. It's chilly. In fact, this morning it was so cold we had frost on the ground. It was -3 last night. Very cold. And this morning we had frost. It was freezing. And even now it feels a little chilly. There is a cold wind in the air. The live chat is now up and running. Let me just connect it to my charger so we don't lose the power. We don't want to lose the power. I've also brought some water today. I have some water with me. I will explain why I have the water in a moment. So let me just connect my phone. There it is. That's nice. We should be okay now with the live chat. So let's see who is on the live stream, shall we? My phone is being awkward. It won't stay still. Come on. Right, let's have a look. Oh, Cabby Mode. Hello, Cabby Mode. Where are you watching at the moment? Cabby Mode. Nice to see you here today. Also, we have Kyber is here as well on the live chat. Hi, Kyber. Nice to see you as well. Sub-Zero appears to be getting very excited. Why are you so excited? I think maybe you are excited because the live stream is now on YouTube once again. So I couldn't resist doing it. Now, normally I am here every Sunday. So if you want to follow my live streams, you can catch me every single Sunday. Did you like that? I was covering up the fact that my phone keeps slipping down. So that's what I was doing then. For those who are wondering why I keep playing with things under the camera. PF says, love you. Oh, thank you very much for that. Also, Guadalupe is here. Oh, I love this surprise. It is a nice surprise. Normally, I'm not here on a Thursday, but I couldn't resist doing it today. I thought, why not? Why not? So here I am. Zora is here watching in Serbia. A big hello to Serbia and welcome. Yes, this is now live on a Thursday. It is just coming up to 10 minutes to 3 o'clock here in the UK. Can you believe it? And already I need a drink of water. I've only been on for a few moments and already I need a drink of water. Excuse me. So I will explain why I need some water. Something incredible has happened. Something strange has occurred. I have got hay fever. I've actually started showing signs of having hay fever. Now, normally at this time of year, I don't get hay fever at all. I don't get it in any way whatsoever. But today, I am really suffering from hay fever, and I don't know why. It would appear that there is a lot of pollen in the air at the moment. Also, the fact that many of my neighbours at the moment are cutting their grass. So maybe there is some pollen escaping from that. But it is very strange that today I'm really suffering from hay fever. Now, normally I don't get hay fever until much later in the year, around June. I normally get hay fever. But today I'm really suffering. So you might find that now and again I might sneeze, for which I apologise. Also, we have Sari. Hello, Sari. Sari 2019 says, "Hi, teacher. Finally, I have joined one of your live streams. I am very glad for that." Well, hello there, Sari, and welcome to my special English in your ear. There are so many things going on around me. I think I have picked a very busy afternoon to be outside in the garden. What normally happens is many of the neighbours, many of the people living around here go outside and they cut their grass, and they have maybe other people to come and do the gardening for them. So there is a lot of activity taking place around me today. Although I don't think it will disturb us, so don't worry about that. Lazar is here. Hello, Lazar. Nice to see you here on the live chat. It's Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way, if you are wondering. If you are thinking to yourself, who is that strange man on my computer monitor? My name is Mr. Duncan, and I am here with you now, live as live can be. Also, we have Rosario. Hello, Rosario. Rosario is watching in Spain. How are you? I hope you are having a good afternoon. Have you ever been to Afghanistan? I've never been to the Middle East, ever. I suppose the nearest I've ever been to the Middle East is Turkey. I've been to Turkey twice. I have been to Turkey in the past, so I suppose that's the nearest I've ever been to the Middle East. Hello from Morocco, Klutuma, Rabib, or Kituma. I hope I pronounced your name right there. Hello from Morocco. Palmyra is here. Lots of regular live streamers here today. I picked a really good day to do this. What is hay fever? Asks Mohammed Nibras. Hay fever is a type of allergy. It is when your nose and your eyes and your throat become very sensitive to pollen. Pollen that comes from the plants and flowers. So when a flower comes out, it produces pollen, and some people are very sensitive to pollen, such as me. So I'm very sensitive to pollen when it goes in my nose and in my throat and in my eyes, and it makes me sneeze, and every year I suffer from hay fever. But the strange thing is, this year I'm getting it very early. So normally I don't get hay fever until June or July, but today I'm suffering from hay fever, and it's only April. Very strange. Mr. Steve said yesterday, perhaps I'm allergic to Brexit. Maybe my allergy is because of Brexit. Oh, by the way, have you heard the latest about Brexit? Apparently, now they have postponed, they have put off leaving the EU until October the 31st. Now, that day to me is very special. It is actually a special day to me because that's the day I created my YouTube channel. Can you believe it? Why would they pick that day? So the 31st of October is now the date when we will be leaving the European Union. And it also happens to be the day when I created my YouTube channel way back in 2006. Lilia is here. Oh, hello, Lilia. Nice to see you here as well on the live chat. Goodness, it's freezing cold in my flat now. I've wrapped up very warm so I can feel comfy and cozy in the sitting room or in the sitting position whilst watching your stream. It's very chilly here today, I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. It's freezing cold here today. I really should put a coat on. Hello from Egypt. Hello, Maloka. Hi, nice to see you here today. Oh, it looks like I'm losing my my sun shield. Wait there. Ah, the wonders of live streaming. Anything can happen. And today, anything is happening. Is the weather like a summer's day in England? Well, not today. It looks like summer, but it doesn't feel like it. It is absolutely freezing cold. I don't quite know what's going on behind me, but all I know is it's very noisy. Where is Mr. Steve? I miss him. Mr. Steve is out there working. Mr. Steve is out there working busily away somewhere. So sadly there is no Mr. Steve today. I'm sorry about that. This is really going well. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. If you haven't already realised, I have something shading my face from the sun because I don't want to get too much sun on my face or else I will get sunburned and my skin will become damaged. So that's the reason why I keep moving away to adjust my sunshade. That's the reason why. Oh, hello, Mr. Duncan. I really love your garden. Thank you, Myla, for your lovely message. It's nice to see so many people here already. You said it was windy over there where you are, while the sky is getting dark and heavy clouds are coming to the place where I am now, with the possibility of heavy rain, as has been mentioned. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that the weather is a little gloomy where you are. Well, the sun is out, the sky is blue, as you can see, but it is rather cold. It's a little chilly. Well, bonjour from Lolly Lolly. Hello, bonjour from France. Hello, Lolly Lolly. Nice to see you. Did Halloween have anything to do with the fact that you created your channel on the 31st of October? No, it has nothing to do with that. When I created my YouTube channel, I was still living in China. So it has nothing to do with Halloween, but it is a coincidence. It is a coincidence. So the anniversary of my YouTube channel is on the 31st of October. Also, Halloween is on the 31st of October. And this year, Brexit, yes, the day when we leave the European Union, that is also going to be on the 31st of October. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. So it is just a coincidence, just a happy coincidence. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Tan Trang. Mohammed Hegaj says, oh, nice hat, Mr. Duncan. I'm wearing my hat today to protect my face and my head from the sun. And that's why I have a sunshade as well. So there is a sunshade covering me, even though the wind keeps blowing it away, which is rather annoying. Maloka says, I really hope that I can meet you one day. That's very kind of you to say. It's very lovely. Thank you. Maybe one day, you never know. In this crazy thing called life, you never know. Yes, apparently, according to Rosa, I think Rosa has been checking on the internet. Apparently the temperature here at the moment is 9 Celsius. Yes, it is a little chilly today. It was freezing this morning. I had quite a shock when I woke up and it was so cold. Hi, I was born on the 31st of October, says Tuma Rabib. Really? Oh my goodness, what a coincidence. Amazing. So the 31st of October seems to be a very busy date. Many things happening. The anniversary of my YouTube channel, also Halloween, also Brexit Day, and also it is your birthday as well. Fantastic. I like your correction rather than reading as you read it. Thank you, Sari. Well, I am very good at reading things and correcting them at the same time. Now that is, of course, experience, because I've been teaching for many, many years. Over 15 years I've been doing this. In fact, it must be about 16 years I've been doing this. So I'm very good at correcting what people write down as I read it. I suppose you might call it a skill. I don't know. Thanks to Goob. Oh, hello, Goob. Would you like to visit Somaliland one day? Well, it's not a place I've ever been to, if I was honest. I've never been there in my life. Wait there a moment. I'm starting to regret coming out here today. I thought maybe it was a bad idea, and I'm starting to think it was. A student asked me today, and I didn't know what to say as an answer. What do we call a person who is very eloquent, but in a negative sense? Someone who lubricates the truth, but never speaks it directly. I suppose if a person says something but they don't want to offend another person, they might sugarcoat something. You might say that if you have to say something that might upset someone, we can say that you sugarcoat it. Sugarcoat. I might have to go and get something to hold this in place because it keeps blowing away in the wind. How annoying. So yes, if you want to say something in a way that won't offend someone or upset someone, you want to say it eloquently without hurting them, without saying something too direct, we can say that you sugarcoat something. You sugarcoat. You break something to a person gently, because you don't want to upset them or shock them. I hope that helps. Guadalupe is here. Hello, Guadalupe. Welcome to my windy garden. It's very windy out here today. And lots of things were going wrong just. The wind was blowing everything away. I'm going to visit a place where there isn't any internet connection. It is because it is a place very close to the mountains. So if you don't see me watching, that is the reason why. Thank you, Guadalupe, for letting me know. So I hope you have a good time in the mountains. Sounds very interesting. Oh, is Pedro here? I didn't see Pedro here. Is Pedro? Oh, there he is. Hello, Pedro. Mr. Duncan, I would like to see your bedroom. Really? And your closet. So in American English, we say closet. But in British English, we say wardrobe. So American English, it's closet, closet. And in British English, we tend to say wardrobe, wardrobe. I have lots of clothes. I will be honest with you. I have many t-shirts, many shirts, many different types of clothing. So yes, my wardrobe has quite a lot of clothes. Having said that, I don't buy new clothes very often. So I don't always go shopping for new clothes. So many of the clothes in my wardrobe are actually quite old, but I love them so much. Mr. Duncan, is that Steve sawing the wood? No. The sound you can hear is not Mr. Steve, it's someone else. It's one of my neighbours far away. But no, Steve isn't here. He's busy working today. He's out and about. Out and about. Hello to Olga. Hello, Olga. I haven't seen you for a while. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Long time no speak. How's it going? Oh, hello, Shira Blade. Nice to see you here again on the live chat. What a lovely surprise. Palmyra is here. Plenty of sugar coats around. I like that. Yes, I think it's a very interesting thing in life. Quite often when we have to say something to a person, and maybe the thing we have to say is very unpleasant. Maybe it is something that might seem rude, or maybe something that might be shocking. So sometimes we say it in a certain way. We sugarcoat something. We say it without offending the other person. So yes. The other word you can use is tact. So you can be tactful. You can use tact. Teacher, I wonder why I can understand everything you say. Well, I'm very pleased to hear that when listening to you, but when I hear other people, I can't. Well, maybe it's something to do with accents. So there are many different types of accents around. No pheasants today. Well, yes, there is a pheasant. In fact, there is a pheasant just over there. It keeps walking past and watching me. No wonder your students are interested in your private life, Mr. Duncan. Even if you're following someone for professional reasons, you'll get them interested as a person, I reckon. Yes, I think maybe you're right, Lilia. I think this is one of the things. I used to get the same thing in China. I used to get people following me around when I was in China because they'd seen me in their school. Or they'd seen me on TV, because I ended up doing TV shows and talking on television and judging English speaking contests. So I did eventually end up on television in China, which was very embarrassing because people kept bothering me. Every time I went shopping, someone would come up to me and they would say, "Oh, hello, I know you. I saw you on the television." It's horrible. Don't be famous. Never be famous. It's horrible. Palmyra. Oh, hello, Palmyra. It's nice to see you here. I would like to see your bedroom and your personal belongings, says Pedro. Really? What sort of personal belongings? I don't know what you mean. I'm getting very embarrassed now. I'm going red, can you see? And it isn't the sun. It's not the sun making my face red, it's embarrassment. I wonder if those pheasants are ate or are they wild? They are wild pheasants, but I can tell you something about the pheasants, the birds, the large game birds. The birds that are around here, they are bred. They are bred especially to be eaten. Can you believe it? So they fly around in the open. They are wild, but at certain times of the year, farmers will come and they will hunt. They will shoot the pheasants. So that's what happens there. There is a blackbird watching me. He seems very interested in me. Personally, I would love to learn more about your TV experiences. There is a clip, there is a video clip on YouTube with me on Chinese television. So there is actually one on my YouTube channel. And in that video, I'm actually singing live to hundreds and hundreds of people on television. In Chinese as well. So I'm actually singing in Chinese. Oh, I see. It looks as if Guadalupe also likes Pedro's idea about showing my personal belongings. A lot of my clothing is very old. I can let you in now on a secret. A lot of my clothing is very old. Even the shirt that I'm wearing now is very old. This shirt is actually falling to pieces. It's actually starting to fall apart around the back. So around the back of the collar, this is the collar. So this particular part of your shirt is called the collar. And the back of the collar is actually fraying. So all the material is starting to come apart because it's so old. So I do have a habit of keeping my clothes until they completely fall to pieces. Yes, as I mentioned, just the pheasants are wild, but at certain times of the year they are hunted, especially the males. Mr. Duncan, you've been helping me improve my English for many years. Thank you. Valemcia. Thank you very much for that. Do you speak Chinese? Wuzhengguo Yidiandian. That's actually Chinese, by the way. Oh my God! Is the video clip still on your channel? Yes, it is. Yes, there is a video on my YouTube channel, and it is me on Chinese television talking to hundreds of people, and then I sing a Chinese song. I am happy to see you enjoying the pleasant weather. However, it is sweltering in Pakistan. I'm sure it is. Thank you, Asma Khan, for that. I would imagine that it's very hot at the moment in Pakistan. What is the secret of your clothes lasting for such a long time? I don't know, but I always have favourite clothes. I'm sure everyone does. I'm sure you do as well. So everyone has a favourite item of clothing. So I do, and most likely you do as well. But the thing is, if I like something, if I like to wear a certain item of clothing, then eventually I will wear it out. And this shirt is a good example because I love this shirt. I really like the colour of this shirt. I think it really suits me. So I like this shirt, but sadly it is now starting to fall apart. It is starting to disintegrate. Teacher, does the word inscribe can be used instead of write? We don't normally use inscribe unless I will try again. We don't normally use the word inscribe unless it's something that is being written in a permanent way, such as into stone. So if you are putting something permanently, normally if you are carving something or writing something in stone, you will inscribe. So quite often the word is used formally, but most times if you are writing something on paper or writing something using a computer, you write it. But inscribe is to write something that will be there permanently. Inscribe. Mr. Duncan, do you know my country, Algeria? I have heard of Algeria, yes. Vietnamese call the collar the ko'au. I hope I pronounced that right. So yes, this part of your shirt here is called the collar, and this part here is the cuff. Let me just show you. Cuff. So there, that is called the cuff. So we have cuff, and collar. I've heard a lot about England, your people there, but can I know about your family a little? Can you tell us about you? I really want you to introduce yourself. Thank you, Trinh Trung. A lot of people are very fascinated by my life. I don't know why. My life is fairly average. I didn't have a wonderful, amazing childhood. It was average. So I think everything about my life is fairly average. It's true. Do you speak Vietnamese? No, I don't. I've never been to Vietnam. And I've never really learnt the language, to be honest. Hi, teacher. In Europe, it is a wonderful spring. However, in Brazil, it is very hot. Hugs for you and for everyone around the world. Thank you, Stanislaw. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Well, it is freezing today. It's actually freezing cold. So even though everything looks lovely, everything looks so nice. Look, everything is lovely. It looks like summer is here, but it's still very cold. It really is still cold. So it looks nice, but to be honest, my fingers... Oh, hello, Mr. Pheasant. My fingers are actually quite cold. Ernesto says, Mr. Duncan, today it is my birthday. Ernesto, it's your birthday. Yes, today it's your birthday. Hip, hip, hooray. Well done, Ernesto. You have managed to stay in this world for another year. Well done. And thanks for following me. And I hope you have a great birthday. You have to admit, you're an interesting person, so we have interest and curiosity about your personal life. For example, what will you do after the lesson? Do you mean today? Well, after this lesson finishes, I will go into the house. I will prepare to make Mr. Steve a cup of tea. So when Mr. Steve comes home, I always like to make a cup of tea. So I make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve, and I make a cup of tea for me. And then we drink our tea together, and then we talk about our day. So Steve will tell me all about his day, and I will tell Steve all about my day. And that's what we do. We have a little chat, and then Steve will do some work in his office, and maybe I will watch a little bit of television. But tonight, let me think. Thursday. Normally on Thursday we go into town and we take a Chinese meal back home with us. So quite often on Thursday we will normally go for a Chinese meal. So that's what we're doing tonight. So we will go into town, we will buy the food, and then we will bring the food back home. We will have a Chinese takeaway. I choose Mr. Duncan and the Chatter's company rather than watching TV or surfing the internet. Oh, thank you, Palmyra. Thank you. So you would rather watch me than watch television? Thank you. Wow. I feel great. That's wow. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm almost speechless. I guess you are going to prepare another live stream, for example, the one on Sunday. Yes, I will be preparing some bits for Sunday. Don't forget, I am here every Sunday. So every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time, I am here live on YouTube. Every Sunday. Having said that, Mr. Steve is going to a party at the weekend, so I'm not sure if he will be here on Sunday to join us. So we will see. A lot of people asking about my money situation. I can tell you a couple of things now about my situation. My situation is very unusual in the fact that my YouTube channel has become a very big part of my life. So I have been doing this on YouTube for 13 years. Honestly, I'm not joking. 13 years I've been doing this, so it has become a very big part of my life. But sadly, over the years, making a living, earning money from YouTube has become more difficult. So I have a slight problem in the fact that I love doing this for you and I love doing it for free, but I also have to somehow make a living as well. We all have to live. So that is the one thing I always find slightly annoying or upsetting about doing this. I would love to do it all the time. I would love to be here with you every day like this. But sadly, I can't. But I would love to. I would love to. I really want to watch Mr. Steve. I have never seen him live. I watched the last video that you published. He looks so funny and a respectful figure. Thank you, Sari. Everyone loves Steve. They really do. Mr. Steve is one of the loveliest people that you could ever meet in your life. In real life, Steve is very popular. Sorry about that. My little sun shield. It keeps blowing away. Sorry about that. So yes, Mr. Steve is such a lovely person. He has so many admirers, so many people who love him. In his work, he has a lot of fans where he works. Everyone loves Steve, and he is also very good at his job. Rosa says, I think the word for this part of your shirt is cuff. C-U-F-F. Maybe I can type it here. So let me just put that on the live chat. There we go. So there it is. The word is cuff. Cuff. And this is collar. There it is. So there is the word collar. Collar. Cuff. 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 Collar. And this part of your shirt is called the sleeve. 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 I will spell that for you. There we go. Do you only have one friend, Mr. Steve? I would love to explain all of that to you, but it would take too long. What does Mr. Steve do? Well, I can't tell you where he works or what he does, but he does work in sales. There we go. That's all I'm saying. A certain type of sales. Hi, Boy says you have a lovely garden. It is great. Oh, thank you very much. There it is. There is the garden. Looking rather nice today. So you can see the garden is looking lovely. 2 days ago, I actually did a live stream outside and I showed you around the garden. But today we are not going to walk around the garden. I'm going to stay in one place, which is here. So there it is. Mr. Duncan has many admirers. Many admirers around the world. Thanks for that. That's lovely. Thanks. I don't know how many people admire me. I know that some people don't admire me. Mr. Duncan, I think you invest a lot of money into your channel. Yes, I do. I have spent thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. I would like to be a donator, but I don't have a credit card. But if you could tell me how to donate, I would be grateful. That's very kind of you. Well, there is an address underneath here. If you look underneath, there is an address. You can use PayPal. And also you can make a live donation right here on the live chat. Now, I know this is a very strange thing to do. I'm not here to beg for money. I'm not here to hold my hand out and say, please help me. Please help a poor YouTuber. That isn't what I'm doing. So I just want to make sure that we're very clear on that. That isn't why I'm here at the moment. I was simply asking or answering a question. Mr. Duncan, is your beautiful cherry tree still in blossom? Sadly, the blossom has gone now, but there are some lovely leaves. Some lovely leaves now. Every time I see you, I feel very happy. You suddenly appear on the live stream, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Connell. I'm glad that you enjoy my live streams. Sometimes I do worry. I get very worried because I think maybe the sheep are running around on the field. So sometimes I get very worried, very afraid that my live streams might be boring. I don't want to do that. So I always feel a little worried that you might become bored listening to me talking to you. Mr. Duncan, you should also make a podcast channel. I would love to. I would love to do that. But just like doing this, it takes up a lot of my time. A lot of time, unfortunately. Does the word cuff and cough have the same pronunciation? No, they don't. So cuff is cuff, cuff. Cough is cough, cough, cuff, cuff. So that is your cuff, and this is cough, cough. I hope that helps you, Fabiana, with your question there. Have a nice afternoon. Love from Vietnam. Oh, thank you, Toan Vu. That's very kind of you to say. I think I have a lot of people watching in Vietnam. So can I say a big hello to everyone watching in Vietnam on this Thursday afternoon? It is Thursday. It is just coming up to 3:30 in the afternoon here, 3:30. And it is the 11th of April, 2019. Yesterday it was announced that Brexit, that is Britain's exit from the European Union, will now take place on the 31st of October, which happens to be the same day as my YouTube channel was created, the 31st of October. A big thank you from Morocco. Thank you, Hussein. Hussein, kickboxer. Kickboxing. I've seen kickboxing actually take place. It's actually quite exciting. I get the feeling you have to be very fit. You have to be very agile to actually do kickboxing. There is a lot of this going on. I don't know if you could see that. Could you see that? No? Okay. Well, that was a waste of time. Hello from Madeline. How are you? Alejandro. Nice to see you here today on the live chat. Tunisia is here. Tunisia. Hello to Tunisia. Who is in Tunisia? I've lost your name. Where is it? Oh, I can't read it. I can't read it because it's in Arabic. I can't read Arabic. I'm sorry about that. I like British people. They are very sarcastic. We have a very dry sense of humour. I think this is what people often say about British humour. British humour is very dry. So quite often we will say things in a serious way, but really we are joking. We have a very dry sense of humour. Saudi Arabia is here now. Anus, hello to you. Hello, Anus. Anus 07. Nice to see you here. I love your kickboxing impression. Oh, could you see it? Did you see it on the camera? Could you see it? Oh, thank you. Maybe I could be the next Bruce Lee. Ooh, very nice. When will the next live stream be? Hello, Luan. Luan. The next live stream will be this Sunday. So the next live stream is Sunday. I will put it on the chat. Sunday, and the time is, it will be at 2 p.m. And don't forget, UK time. So there it is. So the next live stream will be on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. That is when the next live stream will be. I will be here. Mr. Steve might be here on Sunday, but he is going to a special party. Before I attend a regular school, I paid tuition. Now I can't attend school, but I have your free lessons to help me. Thanks a lot for that. Thank you, Guadalupe. Well, that's the reason why I do this. This has always been the reason why I do this. And a lot of it comes from my time in China, because when I was living in China, I used to go to some of the poorer areas of the area in which I was working. So we used to visit lots of different schools, and some of the schools were in areas that were living in. Now I'm going to say this. Now sometimes when I talk about this, I get very upset, because I have some very fond memories of that time. But I did visit some areas where there was a lot of poverty and people were living on very small amounts of money. So I did visit those places, and I used to give talks to the teachers and also to the students as well. But yes, and I can safely say that those experiences affected me a lot. And I realized that there were many people out there who wanted to learn English but could not afford to have private classes. So that's why in 2006 I started making my YouTube videos. So the reason why I do this has always been the same, and that is to teach English for free to everyone. To everyone. Since my graduation in 2005, oh, I see, you graduated in 2005 in linguistics, and that comes from Hussein Kickboxer. Oh, I see. So is that how long you've been kickboxing? Is that when you started kickboxing, 2005? Maloka, oh dear, Maloka, you are making me feel very old. I started watching you when I was 9 or 10. Now I am 17. Have I been doing this for so long? Oh my goodness. I'm so proud that you see my message. Thank you for making me happy. Well, Maloka, Maloka Loka, you are more than welcome. I'm glad that my lessons were helpful to you. And it looks as if you've been watching me for around 8 years. I can't believe I've been doing this for so many years. This year, it's my 13th year on YouTube. Mr. Duncan, why don't you practice some exercise like calisthenics? What's calisthenics? Is that where you move your body around? Is that where you stretch your body? You stretch your legs and you stretch your arms. You stretch your body. Calisthenics. I'm sure Mr. Steve will know all about that. I want to improve my English speaking. Can you help me? How to speak English fluently? Well, my simple answer to that question is practice. Get used to listening to English. Try to make it a part of your life. The more you use it, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you enjoy doing it. In fact, you might say that learning anything follows those rules. Hi, just saying hello to the pheasant. The pheasant is saying hello to again. Hello to the pheasant. Hi. Don't get shot. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I love your lessons. Me and my kids have learned a lot through your videos. We have followed you for 7 years. I am really starting to feel old. Hello, Mr. Duncan. We have followed you for 7 years, says Leah Avila. Oh my goodness. I feel as if I have taught a whole generation of students. In fact, oh, Lilia says the same thing. You are so nice. Thank you, and Anur Noor and Arn Noor. I hope I pronounced your name right. Arthur Left. Hello, Arthur Left. Hi from Peru. Which city are you in now? It looks nice and quiet. Well, normally it's very quiet here. I live in the countryside in England. So yes, I am now talking to you live from England. How are you today at the Rational Academy? Hello, the Rational Academy. Would you describe yourself as a rational person? Rational, logical, sensible. Ooh, nice. Pedro, no, I'm not going to do calisthenics, which means you use your body to get results like push-ups and chin-ups. Oh, I see. So you lift yourself up. I think that's the idea. Yes, I understand what you mean. There is no way that I'm doing press-ups. No way. I think I would injure myself. Definitely. I have just discovered your lessons about 1 year ago, but since the first time I watched you, I've stayed hooked. Wow, thank you very much. So you are addicted to my lessons. Thank you very much, Guadalupe. What are the light topics to speak with foreigners? Quite often when you meet a foreigner, if you want to talk to a native English speaker, try to keep the conversation simple. Don't use technical words. And also, sometimes, if you meet a native English speaker, you must let them know that you are learning English. And then they will understand that they have to speak a little slower. So if you meet a person and you want to talk to them and they are a native English speaker, then you can introduce yourself and you can say, oh, hello, my name is Eduardo and I'm learning English. Do you mind if I talk to you for a few moments? There are people watching you for many years. That shows that you are a lovely individual. Thank you, Sari. Wow, so many compliments today. I'm really starting to go red with embarrassment. Honestly. Oh, the live chat has gone off. Wait there a moment. I need to reset the live chat. What I love about this is sometimes it takes ages to set up. Come on, live chat. Where are you? I am watching whilst I am running on my tapis roulant. What is a tapis roulant? I am fascinated. So are you running on an exercise machine? So maybe you are running on your exercise machine. Whew. I'm tired already. How old are you, Mr. Duncan? That's a great question. A lot of people ask how old I am. I am older than you. I'm pretty sure that I'm older than you. I remember your hat, Mr. Duncan. You bought it when you were in Turkey. Is it the same hat? Yes, Connell, this is the hat that I bought when I was on holiday in Turkey. I bought this in 2011. So I've had this hat for many years. Once again proving that I like to keep my clothing for a long time. Ashwin says, you are looking young today. Oh, thank you very much for that. But I'm not a young person. A lot of people think I am, but I'm not. I'm probably the same age as your father. Can I ask a question? Excuse me. I'm going to have a drink of water. Do you mind? That's better. Can I ask a question? Which is better, in your opinion, learning English on your own or in a classroom setting? Personally, I'm a classic self-study specimen. Classrooms have never worked for me. Now, I am in the middle. I'm in the middle because I think that being in a classroom situation is a good way of learning how to concentrate, because sitting in a classroom listening to a teacher talking can be a little boring, but also if you can do it successfully, it is a very good way of improving your concentration. So I think both are good. So I think self-teaching, but also teaching in a classroom environment, have their good sides and their bad sides. Okay, I've got the sun on me now. Excuse me. That's better. I don't want too much sunshine on my face because I might get sunburn. Thank you very much for your big efforts and time. Thank you, Haseen. It's very kind of you. I love your lessons because they have a great mix. You speak and explain all that we ask, and Mr. Steve makes us have more questions about the language. This makes us grow up in the language. Thank you both. That's okay, Guadalupe. I think that's a very good point, because listening to two people talking together, and especially with myself and Mr. Steve, because we speak in a very different way. So yes, I like to think that my live lessons will help you to learn how to listen to English. And of course you can learn some new words at the same time. Come on, Duncan, raise your hands if you love Duncan. Oh dear, I'm getting very embarrassed now. I started watching your videos in 2005. Wow. Mohammed Nibras, you've been watching me for nearly 14 years. That's incredible. Well, I started doing my English lessons in 2006. If you love Mr. Duncan, raise your hands. Oh, I see. I think Pedro is trying to create a fan club. I think so. I have a problem with the surprise small talk. Fabiana. Now, when we talk about small talk, maybe it is a conversation that is very informal. So something that's informal or maybe light. It is a type of conversation that we describe as being small talk. I taught myself English. I depend on myself to learn English. The mistakes that I have done is focusing on grammar too much. Yes, I think sometimes people spend too much time worrying about grammar, when in fact you can listen to English being used, and then you can learn the way in which the words are used. You can learn the rhythm of English. English has a certain rhythm, a way of being used. Hussein has to go. I must leave now. I have to feed my boys, and then I will come back. Thank you, Hussein, and I hope you are making something nice to eat. I wonder what it is. I always get very excited when people talk about food. Please answer this question. Moat's Tiger asks, what does it mean, the expression, they have fought tooth and nail? If two people fight tooth and nail, it is an idiom. It is an expression that means they have fought vigorously. They have fought for something until they have used up all their energy. So if you fight tooth and nail, it means you fight without giving up. You don't stop. You use all your energy. You put everything you have into the battle. So yes, to fight tooth and nail means you fight vigorously. You fight energetically. I need to be prepared to speak English. Well, this is a pretty good place to be, because you can listen to English being used live by a native English speaker. So You can't say better than that, I think. It's pretty good. By the way, some of you will have subtitles today. You will be able to see subtitles. Pedro is going because his phone needs charging. Oh, I see. You are running out of power on your phone. Thanks, sir. I have to learn the way to describe sunlight in my face or sunlight on my face. If you have too much sunlight on your face, you might get sunburnt. Sunburn. It's very bad if you get sunburn on your face. It looks like the sun has gone around now. I can move this away because the sun has now gone. Ah, yes, the sun has now gone around the corner, which means that I don't have to worry so much about the sunlight. Sometimes when I talk without thinking about grammar, people correct me, and I feel ashamed. No, don't worry. If someone corrects you, that's a good thing. So sometimes it's good when someone corrects you or they put you right on something, because that's a good thing. So we all make mistakes. I've made many mistakes in my life, and when someone corrects me, I accept it. So quite often it is good to be corrected. So never feel worried about it. It's a good thing, not a bad thing. I have to go. Mohammed Nibras is going as well. Oh, well, I will see you later. I will be going soon as well. For two reasons. One, I have to make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve because he will be back from work soon. Also, I'm freezing cold. It's very cold. You speak English and I hear it very clearly. And I'm understanding you, but others I can't understand. Why is that? Well, as I mentioned earlier, one of the reasons might be the accent. So there are many different types of accent, and in many types of language. In many languages there are different accents, and English is no exception. I speak English fast. Natives understand me, but Arabians don't. Is that a problem because they keep asking me to speak slowly, but I can't? Well, once again, there are many different ways of using English. Some people like to speak quickly, some people speak slowly, some people speak medium speed. But yes, sometimes if a person isn't used to it, so if you don't always hear English being spoken, then it can be hard to understand. Gain Shan asks, Mr. Duncan, how many different types of English accent are there? There are many different accents of English. Numerous. Numerous. That means many. So yes, there are many different types of accents. As you go around the UK, you will hear English being spoken and used in many different ways. I'm preparing myself for my son's graduation in the USA, so I need to practice. Oh, Ernesto, that sounds very interesting. And congratulations to your son on his graduation. What time is your dinner and who cooks the dinner in your house? Fabiana, well, tonight, neither of us, because we're going out. We're going to have a Chinese meal. So we will go to the Chinese restaurant in town, and then we will bring the food back here. Oh, Connell is baking some cookies. Nice. Very nice. I'm baking some cookies for tea right now, and after your lesson I will have a cup of tea. Me too. I will have one with Mr. Steve when he gets back home. I think I'm coming towards the end of the live stream because I've been here now for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. About an hour and 20 minutes or 10 minutes. So I am going in a moment. I couldn't stop watching your live video. I love to listen to you free talk. Thank you, Mohammed, for that. It's very kind of you. I will be here on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. That is when I'm back. And that is when I am normally here on YouTube, live. So I am live every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. Eva Estrada thinks that I'm drinking vodka. Can I just say that this is not vodka? This is water, not vodka. How can I speak for a long time? I can speak well for a short time, but for a long time it is a problem. Gurav Shinde, or Shind. Yes, well, can I just reassure you? Can I say something to make you smile? Speaking for a long time is very difficult in any language. So even if you are a very good English speaker, you might find speaking English or using English for a long period of time can be difficult. So it doesn't really matter. So a lot of people find speaking or talking for a long time to be very difficult. So don't worry about it. Don't worry. Sometimes we think too much about these things. We make them into very big problems in our minds. But in reality, they're not. They're not. Whilst listening to Mr. Duncan, try writing down words that you like and then practice saying them to yourself. Yes, that's good advice, Lilia. I think so. And then you can put them into sentences and say those sentences out loud. That is a very good way of self-studying. So if you want to do some self-study, a good thing to do is to listen to English being used, and maybe there are some words that you don't understand, or maybe something you want to write down, and then later you can check, you can find out what the word means. So there are many ways of improving your English, so many ways. But can I say, you do need motivation, you need enthusiasm, and most importantly of all, you need time. Give yourself plenty of time. Don't rush learning English. Don't rush. Don't try to do it too quickly. Now I am listening to your live stream and I am writing down some words to improve my English. Yes, some people can actually see live subtitles now. So if you are very lucky, you can actually see live subtitles on the screen. I was washing the windows whilst listening to this lesson, and already one balcony is finished. That's great. Olga, when you've finished yours, can you come and do mine, please? Because my windows are very dirty at the moment. Anne says, please give my love to Mr. Duncan. Oh, thank you very much. Maybe you mean Mr. Steve. I will send your love to Mr. Steve when he gets home. I will do that just for you. Thanks for your reply, and tell me, how do I read English? Please send me some information. Rakesh. Well, Rakesh, reading, just like learning everything, takes time. So maybe don't try to rush the thing that you're learning. A lot of people make this mistake. I've mentioned this already, and I will mention it again. A lot of people make mistakes. They make mistakes when they try to learn something, and one of the biggest mistakes is to try and learn something too quickly. You put too much pressure on yourself. I can listen to English well, but when I'm speaking English, it is not because there are few native speakers to talk with in my place. Ah, yes. Well, this, once again, is a very common problem with people who are learning English in certain countries, because sometimes there aren't many people to practice English with. So I understand your problem. But maybe you can join a local group, maybe an English corner, or maybe you can create your own group. So maybe you can find other people who share an interest in English as well. How do I improve public speaking in English? English is my third language. Gaurav, can I say that public speaking is one of the hardest things to do in the world? It is. Most people are afraid to speak in public. Now, if you give a speech in public, it is a very hard thing to do. Not many people can do it successfully. But with practice and plenty of time and confidence building, you can do it. There is a lesson on my YouTube channel where I talk all about giving a speech and how to prepare yourself giving a speech. Your white hat is cute. Thank you very much. I think Mr. Steve has just appeared. Yes, Mr. Steve has just arrived. Ooh, I can see his car coming up towards the house. That's good. So I'm going to disappear. I'm going now. You are so great for me. Thanks so much. I can't go whilst you are here. I will stay till the end. Well, the end is coming right now because I'm about to go. Mr. Steve is back home. And I will make a cup of tea for Steve and also for myself because I'm freezing cold. It's so cold out here. So I will leave you now. I will go. Thank you very much for your messages. Thanks for joining in on the live chat. I'm going now. I will be back on Sunday, 2 p.m. UK time. This is Mr. Duncan on a very sunny but cold day here in England, saying thanks for watching and I will see you later. This video will be available later on with subtitles. So I'm going now. I will see you later. And of course, you know what's coming next. Before I go into the house and make a cup of tea for Mr. Steve, ta-ta for now, and see you on Sunday.